Hello, good morning. I'm here today to talk about the temple, the 12th workshop. This is the final one after a path that began with the gym, then about the body and the use of our body. Then we have the resources on the second shop, the bank. We evolved then to the third shop, which was about the redaction, which has to do with newspapers. Or the post, then we were in the kindergarten, which has to do with feelings and service towards ourselves and with our interpretation of our feelings and sentiments. And those basic shops were about ourselves, how to control ourselves in our own dimensions of resources, body, communication, and feelings. Then we made the evolution to the relation shops or houses, and then we had the stage, which was about our physical energy towards the world, the energy of Leo, of the sun. Then we have the energy of Virgo, which has to do with duty and work and devotion and service, but in the perspective of the physical world. Also, with the way we serve, in the sense of using every tool that we have in order to compensate the other or get to the other. In that sense, is a very particular way to see the way we develop relation works. Then we evolve to the seventh shop, which is about the firm or the enterprise, where it's all about communication in a couple or in a parcery, which is related with the energy of Libra. After that, we studied in another shop, which is the eighth shop, the therapist, the energy of Scorpio, and it has to do with therapists, sexual therapists, psychologists, sociologists, everything that has to do with deepening our feelings towards the other, understand where is my limit and the limit of the other, and understand to make this emotional dissociation between me and the other. So if the fourth shop, the kindergarten, has to do with techniques to go deep in our own infancy and our journey in the first years of our life, to understand our traumas and how we dealt with them and continuous dealing with it, because it's always a continuous process, this process of cancer transformation. By the way, it is the name of the sign, but also is the nature of the transformative process, because it's like a catharsis of a cancer. It's like a transformation of energies keen to what it was the trauma, the original trauma, or the Gestalt, as Fritz Perls studied. So those shops were all shops that had the concept of basic relation with ourselves or with the person next to us. But when we are on the social shops or the higher shops, because they are on the last four places of the zodiac or the sequence of signs and basically houses or shops, as I in this operative way of dealing with things have baptized it. So in these last four shops, the social ones or the superior ones, it's all about how do I relate, not towards someone or towards myself, but towards the collectivity, and also in the sense of service. So if in the first shops I'm serving myself in those 4 areas. By the way, those areas are connected with the elements. So when we are talking about the body, we are talking about fire, about moving, about something that has to do with transformative action. When we are talking about resources, we are talking about earthly energy and Taurus essence, and has to do with the way we make the administration of our own thing. When we think about communication with ourselves, with our brothers, with our neighbors, the people or persons who are near us, we are in the sense of being an herald, like Gemini energy of communicating our non-attended necessities, and that's in a sense it reconnects us with the idea of non-violent communication, which is, by the way, the main theme that we work on that third shop. So non-violence, it's a concept that was developed by Marshall Rosenberg, which is a very important psychologist and writer. And I believe that it's important to incorporate those ideas in the way we connect with other people and the way we communicate as a basic level of communication with ourselves and with the person next to us. When we are at stage, which is a relation workshop, we are developing another level, and that's what we have done in the stage, with his own values, with his own context, and we gave you a lot of tools to work with that challenge of acting, of being on the stage, on the front line of actuation and transformative and creative enhancing performance. So when we talk about performance in any way of life, and of course in theater and cinema, we are talking about the actor's codes, and that's a step ahead in service, because you are not thinking it the body and the physical in your own needs. You are reaching the needs of an audience, and this is the first step towards the others. Then we have the clinic, where you work in teams. If you go to an hospital, or if you go to a clinic, you'll see that medics and paramedics work together in a very keen way, and they are very, very specific in what they do, and they are very very keen and attentive to little signs that can lead them to major discoveries. And this idea of looking to reality as a watch that you can mount and dismount, the idea of mounting and dismounting a watch, because if you think about the industry of watchmaking, it has to do with resources, but also with the idea of how things work with others and how they relate in order to bring a mechanism to work. So this is the idea, the main idea behind this idea of service in the work with others, serve with others. And this is much what it happens in the clinic environment and in all industries, I would say, in all businesses that have to do with that kind of entanglement. And then we go to the firm, which has to do with communication. To be a good executive, you must be an excellent communicator with your colleagues, and also with those who are not only above you, but also those who are in lower places in the organization. So it is important to relate with your employees, but also it is important to relate yourself with bosses or with chiefs. So this kind of figure that is able to communicate high and low, it's the basic of making a statement of identity. So identity is the basis of value, the basis value of this shop, of the firm or enterprise. Because if you are not very keen about what it is, your own honor and principles, what is your domination of the situation, and finally, the purpose you must have to achieve, it is difficult to work with others and make good communication. So you must not only be and communicate from your own energy, but it is essential in the first stage of this communication, corporative communication, to be a bit like a mirror and mirroring the others in order to make your identity to overcome those difficulties that will generate from entanglements of an enterprise or a firm. So this is basically what it is, the challenges of the clinic and the firm. And finally, we have, because in one we are talking about resources applied to others, and in the other communication applied to others. And finally, in the 8th shop or area, we have the area of the therapist, which is about my feelings and the feelings of others, which is interesting because this present shop, the temple, also deals with that, but in a collective sense, in the sense of inconscience or conscience or collective conscience. So almost 15 minutes and we must advance. So workshop concept, this idea that I'm working for enhancing or improving your skills with yourself, but also in your profession, if it is related, in this case, with awakening and with energies and with spirituality, because we are in the temple. And at the same time, it is about knowing this idea of inconscience, collective inconscience, which is God himself. So we are talking about spirituality, God, the existence of some kind of energy. Even if you are a non-believer, if you don't believe in anything, if you are agnostic or if you are atheist, it is clear that you, in some point of your life, you have been confronted with this idea. Even if it is a limitation for your mind, this is something that exists, this idea of dissolution in the collective, which is more than yourself, and where you lose your identity. At the same time, it is also where you regain it. And it's this double movement, because we are in a double sign, it's also very important in this workshop, in this shop, the 12th one. So temple values, we will talk about this also, it is important. Know your challenge, what is in terms of spirituality, the essential motivation in this area. And then we will talk about what is a mystic, perfect mystic or a top mystic in terms of spirituality development techniques. So I'll give you techniques of this area, some kind of exercises that you can do in order to relate yourself better with your higher conscience, with your own integrity, and also to feel better. Because when we are in the temple, it's all about peace, it's all about being connected, it's all about dissolving, but also being there. Because at the same time that you are dissolving, that you are meditating, you are at the same time very conscious of what is happening around you. And so both of these things are connected. So when I was talking about the 8th shop, which is the therapist, we finish those shops, basic and relation shops, to enter the 3rd category of shops, which are the collective ones or superior. And we have already passed through the university, the university, the university, the guilds, and the parliament. So the university, the parliament, and the guild. And now we are in the temple. Once more, the 4 elements in each of these areas. When you talk about university, it's all about expansion of your body, of the way you interact with others, but you are trying to build a team, or you are trying to build some kind of concept that you are going to present to a community, and this is a thesis. So you are working on a thesis to present it. That is the effort when you are in an university, in college, is try to bring something as a principle and bring it to others. But that's very different from the perspective of trying to bring security to a community. So if you have a community of students, which by the way is a lesser community, and if you look to this gradation that you have from the 1st shop to the 12th, it is a gradation in service. You are going from your body to your resources, to your communication, to your feelings, to your own image in public towards the other. You are then in the field of working to others, the way you communicate with others, and find the resources with others, the way you communicate with others, and the feelings of others in the sense of the person next to you, because relation is peer-to-peer. Okay, so those shops, those 4 shops from the 5th to the 8th is about peer-to-peer, and here the focus, the main theme is how you relate with masses. How do you feel not towards someone, but towards a lot of people, to everyone that you meet. And in the temple, that is clear, because what is important is not personal, is a service, okay? Is a service that is not a service to get some kind of acceptance in the academic community with a thesis, is not to rule a country or rule some local query. It's not that what is important. It's not a lobby that you are representing, which is an individual identity concept of values, because lobby is about that. It's about defending something collective that is individual to each one of those persons in that lobby, in that guild, in that syndicate or union. But this is not what is the issue here in the temple. This is not the theme of the temple. In the temple, the theme is about you accepting that you are part of something, that you are belonging to something. The idea of belonging, the idea of being part of, the idea of not having an identity in the sense of you are part of the whole, but at the same time, you are a drop in the middle of the bucket, but that drop is different from the other drops. They are just fused together, but they still maintain their own identity in the collective. And this is always the most difficult idea when we are talking about the temple. How do we make service in this context? What kind of service? Because we think about it, in any other area, it is very easy to identify what kind of service you are doing. You are serving the body, you are serving your resources, you are serving your communication, you are serving your feelings, you are serving the body of others or your body through the others, you are serving your resources through the others, you are serving your communication with the others, you are serving your feelings through and with the other. But and in the university, you are using your own image in order to build a thesis, which is representing an idea for a bunch of people, a group of people. Also, when you are administrating some kind of institution, in this case, in the parliament or in a quarry, what you are doing is you are building a structure for some people or a lot of people or even a country, but still there is limitation in the service. You are not serving other country, you are serving that country. You are serving, when you are making a thesis, you are serving that university and that thesis. And when you are in the individual process of a lobby, when you are serving a union or a syndicate or an association, also there's something that you can make individualize, an individualization of the thing. Here you serve collectively and you serve the collective, and this makes all the difference. Okay, so I have here the Bible, Genesis, also a bit what we are doing here, armor and use emotion as its universal dimension, working in the temple, in the prayer, in the service to humanity, to carve unity through its goals. So this is circular dances, which is very interesting to understand that the movement don't come from you, come from the whole energy of the day, of the existence of that single moment in time. And this is knowing God in some sense. So actively listen to your spirit, understand your weaknesses, strengths, challenges, where they lie. Mentalization, suggesting, modeling the mystics, embracing difficulties, non-violent, small steps. Try to do self-care and gratitude to spiritual panorama. New type of behavior, 20 days of repeated impulse control patterns, self-respect, great discipline, develop spiritual agility, knowing God. Permanent active listening through adequate sleep, nutrition, and meditation. I brought the Stigmata, which is a film about the Catholic Church, but it has also to do with spirituality, because it's a criticism. It has to do with the Apocryph Gospels. And if you study the Apocryph Gospels, you will understand that it has to do with spirituality, not with religion. And this is the line, the bottom line of this film, The Stigmata. Temple values: acceptance, gratitude, perseverance, and spiritual and unconscious responsibility. So acceptance, ability to forget your own personal interests, put yourself at service of humanity through humility and love. Gratitude, opening your heart to God, being grateful for all those offers. Perseverance, develop the emotion agility that allows you to continue to believe even if you see. So what you see or don't see is no matter. You must persevere in what you want to do. So this perseverance, this idea of continuing doing your effort is essential. Spiritual and unconscious responsibility: control the reaction of the mind, completely abandon your animal idea dimension, and refrain from any behavior that hurts the universe that surrounds you. Find fundamentals: code of the mystic, acceptance, gratitude, perseverance, and unconscious ability to train. To train gratitude, perseverance through acceptance, and unconscious and subconscious, being one with one own consciousness, and developing the fraternity and charity typical of what service to others determines. And in this sense, being able to look at others and at the world from a human and supportive perspective, without fear of being, without the fear of being for others. Okay, this is a very interesting idea. And don't have fear to dissolve yourself with others, knowing that the unconscious and subconscious order all life and all the realities that the world contains. Temple values. This is a passage where she is confronted with the priest. Integrate with God, develop mindset, gratitude, self-care, taking care of your spirituality, knowing your position, overcoming fear, create correct spiritual map, knowing how to dissolve into unconscious and subconscious. Knowing the challenge, understand theosophy, knowledge of the collective, fraternity, and brotherhood. Also feral conditions, astral conditions, principles of love and surrender, intuition, agility to adapt, mentalization of the spirit towards excellence, and victory over oneself and selfishness. So to fight selfishness is essential in this area of life and in your challenge. Active listen to self-knowledge, master the law of universal love, to be able to define the moment to surrender to universal forgiveness and love. Develop spiritual intelligence based on knowledge of emotion, duration of thoughts, change mentality and model of world to release the primordial waters of love for others and fraternity. Growth through constant adaptation of the body through the mind. So the body through the mind. The body as an instrument of God. Okay, so this is the energy of Pisces. And we have the Stone Age, we have also a Buddhist temple, and I mean, it is, I believe, it's not Buddhist, I believe it is from India, and also the symbol of Pisces. Okay, so the THP, Top Holistic Program, Spirituality Development Techniques. 16 points: use of water, skincare, care, alphabet, bath, food, fast, which is very important to reconnect with yourself. So not eat for 2, 3, or 4 days is essential. Spiritual practices, mentoring and mentors, ideology, standards of conduct, supreme rule, social meeting, oath, conjugated practice, appropriate clothing. Also, this is very important. Forgiveness, mental maturity, sweet and smiling behavior, moral courage, set an example to others, follow Yin and Yang, complain about any crime committed, avoid hateful and vanity behavior. By the way, these topics are videos that I'm going to put on the program online, and also that I'm going to present in the sites. After that, probably there will be access to those who are interested, and there will be also coach programs if you want to do it personally with me. Also, I'm thinking about in these superior areas, the last 4 shops, the collective shops, to bring articles and also some kind of analysis of texts, and bring a community together in order to create some kind of dynamics here, in order to the courses to become basically the coaching systems become more effective. Okay, social rules, social ecology, defense of meaning of ecology. So ecology is very important also to these matters. Vitris, interest, manifestation of vitris, Vitreous has to do with some kind of spirit influences. It's not like spiritism, but has to do with memories that are in the body, okay? Extrasensory memory, various human approaches, mysticism and yoga, cognitive faculties, instinct and devotion, psychology per, 4 dimensions of psychic origins, biopsychology, plexus and microvite, meditation scheme, glands, subglands, mental practice and growth, cult of spirituality. This question of gland and subgland is important for meditation, okay? It's a practice that we do to study those and those how they influence our body. Ideation and meditation, protection given by the guru if you have one, human body as a machine, human field and biology, microvida and human involvement. So growth levels, individuality, guru, confession, retreat, temple and church, from the lowest to the higher, individual practice and collective practice. Also to final passage of the stigmata, pray to find your spirituality in your soul, okay? Deepest gratitude, a lot of time this one, but it was essential. So I hope to see you soon and see you next time. Bye.